Hi, welcome to our inaugural Infinity RPG stream. My name's Aled, I will be running the session today. We have a nice little campaign set up for us over the next 3 weeks. If I could introduce you to my lovely players, we have Katya here.
I am going to be playing Mei Li Tung, who is part of the Yujing faction, and I am military.
I'm Shaun, I'm playing Raoul Ferris from the Nomad faction, and I'm a negotiator.
I'm Gavin, I'll be playing Harlan Beach, who is from Pan Oceania, and he is a hacking and intrusion specialist.
Okay, right, so shall we jump right in, get started?
Absolutely.
So, all of you guys are working for O12, the organisation in control of all of the human sphere, and specifically you work for Bureau Noir. They are an agency responsible for investigating crimes and misdeeds going on within the human sphere on a sort of semi-covert level. Everybody knows that you exist, but they don't always know what you get up to. You have been briefed recently. You have been put together as a team, and you have been briefed about a potential rogue AI. The only AI in existence in the human sphere is Aleph, and that is known to be a fact, that there are no other AIs. However, sometimes, known to you as Bureau Noir, there are in fact other AIs being developed and in operation all around you. Rumours always abound, and this rumour has come back to you, Bureau Noir. You have got to go out and investigate, find out potentially who is behind this AI, whether it exists, and if it does exist, what level of development is it at. You are not presently tasked with destroying the AI, just with finding out what's going on. Now, the information you've been given by Bureau Noir so far is that you have a contact on the Nomad mothership Bakunin, and her name is Evie Kepler. Evie is a sort of Corsair. She used to be part of the Submondo faction. She was a gang affiliate, even though she was born a Nomad. She is now tired of the life of a Corsair and is trying to go a bit more legit. As such, she has been working as a source for various intelligence agencies, providing information where she can on things that are particularly dangerous. In this case, the rogue AI, of course, she had to report. She will be waiting for you on Bakunin for you to speak to, and you will be leaving on your way there shortly. Is there anything you would like to prepare on your way before you go? Anything more that you would like to ask of Bureau Noir if they have any more information on any of these other aspects?
Do we know if Evie's got any associations that aren't connected to her status or her faction?
Any more background on Evie generally, I think?
Yeah, so Evie was born a Nomad on Tunguska, and quickly became bored of the of where she grew up and for more danger. Went out, became a Corsair, and in her dealings with Submondo became a part of, as much of a faction as Submondo is, became a part of that faction, and then undergoing an attack from Combined Army while shipping at the Human's Edge, she then decided she saw the dangers of the Combined Army as a threat to the human sphere, and decided that she wanted to come back into the fold rather than just looking out for herself, which is why she's come back. With regards to this specific operation, she hasn't given any details of her compatriots in the Submondo faction as of yet, because obviously to do so would endanger herself. She has got some information about the source of the information, if that makes sense. It came from a cube that was a colleague of hers was requested to transport, and it was found to be containing an aspect of this rogue AI, an aspect being a personality construct of the AI operating within this cube, and it was being smuggled off of Bakunin.
Don't cubes usually contain backups of people?
Yeah, they also contain aspects of AI. For example, Aleph runs the entire OSS, SSS, all of its branches using its own aspects. They are all Aleph, but with different personalities and not necessarily independent thought.
Okay, so Evie is still part of Submundo. Presumably they don't know about her affiliation with Bureau Noir, so we need, in our dealings, to maintain her cover.
Yes.
As well as get what we need from her as well.
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
You do also, even though you are part of the same team, you will have covert objectives that you need to complete during the course of this. I will hand them out on sheets of paper. Steve will pop these up on the screen for you watching on the stream, so you will be able to see. If you guys could just read out the code number for your covert objectives there. So that one is for you. That one is for you to begin with. And this one will be for you.
I see. Okay, so do you want to do that now?
Yeah, so if you guys could read out your codes, starting with Kat, if you could read yours out.
Steve, it is N42.
November 42. Right, and then we'll give that a second to come up. For you, Shaun?
Come up. No.
I've got B11. That's B11.
Then it goes.
I have O55. It's Omega 55.
Excellent. Right, so you all have your covert objectives. And shall we begin? Do you have any more questions?
How are we getting there?
So you have been given tickets aboard a freighter going to Bakunin. They travel fairly regularly. Bakunin is currently docked relatively near Human's Edge. It's currently in transport. The motherships move around depending on, whichever places have public holidays going on at any given time, so that they can maximize the profit, with Bakunin particularly being a big holiday destination.
And do people know that we're agents, or do they think we're civilians?
It depends if you want to tell them. You can flash your credentials, or you can be a bit
so
more
we
covert.
don't look any different?
No, I mean, obviously you're wearing combat armor, so you do stand out. But, a lot of soldiers go on leave on Bakunin, so, you can move into the crowd.
Badges,
sheriff stars.
Yeah.
You're not wearing Bureau Noir uniform. Although some people might be able to spot you as agents just because of the way you hold yourselves or the way you talk, things like that. So some people might be able to tell.
The way we tear up the room with automatic gunfire and random mayhem.
Yeah. These things can happen, yeah. Traces that you leave when you're hacking through a system, they can be distinctive. So, okay, cool. So you get on your freighter. As ever, Bureau Noir is not known for its lavishness in transport or any of the other options that they give you. You are in economy. The legroom is not great. It is not particularly comfortable, and it's a fairly long journey. It's several hours, and So you entertain yourself as best you can with the Maya casts available. Gavin, I imagine you're probably dipping into the Arachne web, trying to search up something a bit more niche, maybe.
Yeah, niche. What do you suggest?
Well,
I have one of my talents is that I'm a paranoid hacker, so I'm absolutely going to be rooting around and putting in there monitoring software and all sorts of things that might prove useful to me in the future.
Prepared countermeasures.
Yes. Proactive defense systems.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. On landing.
My cover is also that I'm a infosec consultant.
Right. Okay. Sure. Yeah. So any dealings, you know where you're going.
Sure.
Okay. Cool. On landing on Bakunin, you see that it is a riot of color and noise and people, and you don't know where to look. Everything is everywhere. Your AR displays are going nuts, popping up with adverts for just about anything and everything you can think of, most of which you probably don't want to see. The ground is littered with cables and screens adorn all of the walls. It is absolute bedlam.
Did we not get given any kind of clues, like location?
You have Kepler's location of her ship and where she can be found, yes.
Okay.
You also have a hotel reservation
Oh, that's nice.
A fairly run-down sort of 2.5-star establishment.
So if you need me to upgrade your haptic spam filters, I'm more than happy to do that.
To get rid of all these ads.
To get rid of all these ads.
That would be nice.
That would
Yeah.
be lovely.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. So, especially for Raoul.
Whatever that piece of junk is that you're using to...
Yeah. Is that your con log?
By design.
Did you get that from a museum?
There's nothing wrong with history. It works.
Okay. Well, I think I've got some software old enough to run on it.
Well, I should hope so. Otherwise, why have you come?
You successfully do that. It's you can roll for it if you want. It's a difficulty 0 test. You can build up some early momentum if you like.
Yeah, why not?
We need all the momentum.
So will this be a tech test or a hacking test?
This will be a tech test rather than a hacking test. You're not specifically trying to exploit it. You're just reconfiguring the technology.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm a natural engineer, so I'll get to re-roll any unsuccessful dice on this tech test as well. So I re-roll. No, I don't. That's 2 successes.
2 successes, excellent. Grab a couple of momentum. Difficulty 0, so no problems there, but we will build this up early. Right, okay. Do you want to go straight to see Kepler or go to the hotel?
Do we have luggage?
Or you can do anything else. If you,
Would we have brought luggage? How long are we expecting to be here? We don't know.
You normally carry, a carry-on, I suppose, of a certain size.
So maybe it's
they're all
worthwhile-
axial, pretty tight.
Maybe it's worthwhile talking about what our approach is going to be before we dive into this. Are we going to go in covert or overt? We need to maintain her
I think
cover.
covert is
Well, she's
probably-
expecting us, but her associates aren't.
Yeah.
And we don't want to catch people's eye if they're around in the city.
Yeah.
Before we can decide whether we're going to be covert or overt, I think we need to scope out the situation.
Okay.
I think if we drop off our stuff at the hotel and then go where we expect to see her, and then you just observe from a distance before we decide how we're going to.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I can try and route the systems here as well
Yeah.
and do some electronic surveillance.
Yeah, while we're at the hotel, can you get some electronic surveillance going on?
Some
I can
intel.
Yeah.
sneak about as well once I've done that. Maybe you could put your ear to the ground, see what the locals are talking about, and you could go crack some heads.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Hotel first then?
Hotel first.
Okay, cool. You go to the hotel. As expected, it is not the best of digs. Also not the worst. You know, you're not in, a complete gangland slum. So you don't expect to be, cube deathed in the middle of the night. But it's not great. Fortunately, you do at least get separate rooms this time. You have had to share before, so could be worse.
Do you get a view?
No. Well, I don't know.
The alley wall.
Yeah, the bulkhead opposite is visible.
A steaming
if that counts
pipe.
as a view.
Yeah.
You're in your rooms. You dropping your own stuff off.
I'm going to check for surveillance devices, my usual paranoid hacker stuff.
Sure. Do you want to do an observation check for me, please?
Observation. So that is 2 successes.
2 successes. You search the room thoroughly, gain a momentum, difficulty 1 check. You gain complete view of the room. You find absolutely nothing. It is just a normal hotel. They're not observing you in any way.
Cool. Right.
I'll unpack my luggage neatly. I'll put it away.
Yeah, sure.
You could talk to some people in the hotel.
There's only this.
No need for that.
No.
Okay.
Don't want to draw attention to ourselves yet. We're just staying in a hotel. If we need to, we can do it later.
Okay.
Can I put some clothes over my combat armor?
You
Like something really baggy.
Yeah, you can. You can wear a particularly baggy overcoat.
Yeah, so
but
it's not so obvious. I'm like.
Yeah, I mean, you don't stand out. There are lots of people in combat armor. There is corporate security,
Okay, then I'll just
moderators.
sit and polish my armor.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. You get a nice gleaming shine on the.
I want to look good.
Yeah, on the bright armor.
Easy.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the approach?
Well, I'm going to start trawling the local net.
Okay.
See what I can find, rumours, look for posts in message boards, news feeds, that kind of stuff.
Okay, cool.
Do I want to try and hack anywhere? See if we can get any information from them. See if I can hack the moderators, maybe.
Could
I
you
don't know
hack
how.
like Evie's profile or something?
Moderators, so there's a few different ways about this.
Let's do it a different way. Could I get in contact with maybe the darknet and see if I can get somebody else to do the legwork for me?
Yeah, I mean, you can go on Arachne. I mean, these adverts for hacks have been popping up in your AR all day. You don't need to search to find.
I'll spin up a
hacker for
virtual
hire.
machine or whatever and see if we can get a hacker.
Yeah,
and
sure.
try and anonymise it as much as possible, and then
Yep.
see if we can send them off to do the dirty work, so that if they get caught, it doesn't lead back to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. So you go onto Arachne, you filter through, a whole list of sites that are available. You find one that seems to have some pretty good and solid feedback. The links
good,
on the
'cause
social net seem
Yeah,
to be...
absolutely. You want to make sure they've got good
5-star rating.
5-star
Yeah.
ratings. For
Yeah,
that.
no, I mean,
Yeah.
you want discretion as well, of course.
Absolutely.
So, his name is only listed as the Bavarian. There's no name there, but of course you don't expect to see one. So you get in touch with him over his comlog, and there is no audio, no video. It is simply text.
Yeah.
He is obviously very, very careful, as are you.
Yeah.
So, he says, "What's the target?"
Evie Kepler, background, recent movements, known associates, hangouts. We're looking for a preliminary profile on her, nothing too deep.
Okay, sure.
Nothing that's going to call attention.
Okay.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So he says, no problem, and just signs off. You've agreed to a certain fee, which is well within your budget.
Fine.
So,
Don't think we're going to get a receipt for this, though.
as a Bureau Noir hacker, you are generally far more capable than all of these guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But the point is deniability. Right?
I mean, to be fair, you're impressed. He comes back with the goods. He comes back with a full profile on Kepler, much of which you already know.
Yeah.
It comes with a full childhood history. It comes with.
I use that to build myself a password list.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. You
Bank
add it to
first
it to
pair.
the data bank.
Yeah.
He comes with current location of her ship. Known crew associates, known Submondo associates. It comes with a list. It even mentions what looks like to you the transport job that was previously alluded to by Bureau Noir,
Okay.
which is quite interesting because the dates line up. And it also comes with access to her ship's security system, or
Outstanding.
not necessarily past the
Can't imagine
firewall,
that would be
but
useful.
it comes with the InfoWar map to get there.
Okay.
And you get it all. He was a lot better than you expected.
Good work. Ben.
Is it her ship or is she a crew member on
No,
the ship?
it's her ship, and
She's captain of the ship.
she is captain of the
Right.
ship, and she has 4 crew members aboard, and or at least listed on the docking schedule. She is in Bay P12 of the 3rd Wing.
Excellent. What do you reckon about trying to route her spaceship?
What do you mean by route?
Gain like administrator access to the spaceship. So if we need to.
Sure. Was there any indication in the information that we got previously from Bureau Noir or from this hacker that she or her crew would be especially paranoid? She probably is because of her dual status.
That's true.
But
They are all smugglers and pirates. They
Okay.
are incredibly paranoid. That is why he didn't progress past the firewall.
Yeah.
He only got a route to the ship, basically. So you know the zone to go
Yeah.
through. From where you are, it's still going to be quite a difficult hack because you also have to go through the
Yeah, all the interview
customs
zones.
firewall.
Yeah.
So there
Okay.
are a lot of different zones to traverse, but you know how to get there.
Should we just
Okay.
make our
Maybe
way
later.
there then?
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
just gonna have a look
Yeah.
see.
Because she is
Okay.
expecting.
Traditionally,
She
with
is
the eyes
expecting
first,
us.
and then
Eyes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you travel down to the docks, and as with everything, obviously it is just busy everywhere. People reveling in the streets and all of that, and you're all trying to look as inconspicuous as possible, I assume. You get to the docks, and you find the location easily enough. As you approach, there is a long platform with all the different bays leading out. Each bay leads just to basically a blank airlock door. There isn't really much of the ship you can see because obviously it's out in space. So each of the airlock doors are along the side. On your other side, you have various booths, shops, markets, and also some information desks, and there is also a customs border checkpoint, which all the goods have to go through when they're being unloaded.
Do we know what they're carrying? Like the Evie's ship, do we know what it's called? Is it a number? Does it have a name?
Oh, right, yeah. So Evie's ship is called the Red Sparrow.
Aww.
And it is a light freighter. It does not have any listed weaponry. Its current cargo is listed as empty.
Okay. Didn't this hacker give us the travel plan, or was it a travel log where they've been rather than where they're going?
Yeah, so they went out to a point in Human's Edge. It seems to be a point from where you looked at on the map in the middle of nowhere, and then travelled back to Bakunin.
Okay.
Well, we need to chat.
And it's been docked since then.
Yeah, how do we get in?
Just walk up and knock on the door.
Yeah. Yep.
Do we need to cover story before we get
No,
there?
she's
You're already
expecting
knocking.
Well, she is, but her crew isn't.
Well, I heard she'd just recently been targeted by a hacker.
Really? Oh, that sounds terrible.
I think she would probably need
Aren't you
some
an
sort of...
infosec specialist?
Well, yes, I am.
Well, maybe we can sell your services to her.
Maybe we can.
Let's go and do that.
Okay, cool.
I'll stand at the back and not talk because I'm not very bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
need
mean,
some
I can talk nerd, but
Yeah. I'll be your agent.
I'm a talent. You're
Maylee's knocking on the airlock. In the meantime, you go up and ring the actual com. Because, of course, they're not going to hear that. And you see from the file Evie's face come up on the screen. And who is it?
Hi, is that Evie Kepler? We're from...
Stamping Beach. What? Stamping Beach Infosec.
We're from Stamping Beach Infosec. We understand you've recently been targeted by a hacker.
Okay. I mean, Bureau Noir did tell me you were coming.
I did say!
Is this your cover, guys?
Mistakes were made.
What's this about a hack?
Never mind.
My firewalls haven't been breached. I assure you, I keep them in excellent condition.
Excellent. Maybe we can have a chat.
Yeah, okay, sure. Come on in.
That went really well.
my crew's all out on
really
leave. I've been waiting for you.
I guess we could have checked if the crew had gone away.
So she opens the airlock door and invites you into her ship.
We're the worst agents, I swear.
The most covert.
Yeah.
She invites you onto the ship. As you get on, you see it's basically not much more than a glorified shuttle. Although it does look from the glass that you can see in the airlock chamber to be quite sleek in its design. As you board, you find it is pretty cramped, especially for you, Maylee. You're bending down, hunched over, trying to get through the corridors. There is, as you enter, passage to the left. which leads to what you can see is the bridge area. And then in front of you, which is where Evie invites you in, is into a mess hall, which is relatively small. There is a table in the center about the same size as what we're sat around here. And then there are loads of containers all built into the walls. It's all very much in gunmetal. And it's kind of pretty warm. But there is, all through the corridors, just panels everywhere. You can imagine it would be very, very easy to hide so many things on the ship. There are literally places everywhere, and you would never get through them all in a short space of time.
Going to be fun for the customs agents searching a ship like this,
Right.
isn't it?
Yeah. She sits you down and says,
I won't sit, I'll stand.
be my guest. Right, so what do you want to ask me? I already gave all the info to Bureau Noir. They said you'd be coming anyway. I mean...
are you sure we can speak freely here?
Absolutely.
Your crew's out?
The crew is all off the ship, and I keep a regular security sweep of everything.
There's no way they could have left any surveillance equipment.
Feel free to do your own checks. But...
I shall immediately begin my security checks.
Yeah, sure. She is keeping an eye on her firewalls. If you try and interact with her ship in any way whatsoever, she will know.
Even if I'm extremely stealthy. Can I do a subtle hack?
You can try.
I'm asking if I could. I'm not saying that I will.
You can certainly try, and if you can breach her firewalls without her realizing, but it would be difficult.
And I don't think she'd be very happy about it.
And she wouldn't be very happy about it.
Yeah.
And she is there to cooperate.
Okay, fine. Well, I'll just do the...
At the moment she is.
Yeah, I'll just do the check
Yeah.
for surveillance at the moment. Any form of electronic
Okay.
surveillance.
If you want to do a difficulty 2 observation check, please.
Go and grab some pens.
There is one just there on Gavin's book.
Yeah, it's pencil.
No, but we want our own pens.
Oh, right. Okay.
Got to bring our pencils.
Difficulty 2.
Maybe Steve could bring us some pencils or something.
2 successes.
Or pens.
2 successes. Yeah, I will see if we can do that. Sorry, just give me a second. So 2 successes. So you do in fact succeed. And you see that there are lots and lots of countermeasures everywhere. There are, in fact, so many countermeasures it's kind of difficult to tell. There is also surveillance equipment in there, but it is keyed into her firewall, so it's not been planted separately. All communication seems to be running through her personal area network.
Is the surveillance system working at the moment? I don't really want her recording these conversations that we're having.
You can't tell because it's running through her personal area network without accessing
Oh,
it.
hi, thanks. That's wonderful. How did you know?
More than 2 or...
No,
Just
2's
2.
fine.
Good.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Well prepared.
He's like the pencil genie.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
No, I don't
you can't tell right now because she's aboard and she's watching it on her personal area network.
Right.
You can try. It's just that obviously, if you want to get further into her system, you will need to go up against her firewall, and she is very aware of the fact that you're inspecting it at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't want to antagonise her.
Yeah.
Too much at the moment. I will let these guys know. I'll sub-vocalise or text them or whatever that there are surveillance system, her surveillance system, so we could be being monitored.
Okay.
Can we just chat to her then?
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah. So, what can I
How's
do for
your
you
day
guys?
been? What have you been up to?
Waiting for you. I was told you'd be arriving today.
What were you told?
I was told that you'd be arriving today. Bureau Noir don't give me any information. I'm a source of information. You guys get everything. I told them everything that I knew.
Where's the cube now?
The cube was destroyed.
But how? Where?
On the ship when we found out what it was given up to the moderators who sent it to the observance and had it destroyed.
There's no
AIs,
trace of it left on your ship.
not on my ship, no. It was never on my ship.
Oh, where was it? Which ship was it on?
It was an associate of mine.
Start from the beginning. Why don't you explain to us how the cube was found?
It's not my job. It wasn't my job. That's what I'm saying. It was an associate of mine was transporting something. They were suspicious as to what it was, so they had the cube scanned. It was discovered to contain an aspect of an AI, which was not Elif. So that's what they told me. that's what I passed on.
Where can we find your associate?
That's information I'm not willing to divulge.
Why not?
Because it puts me in danger.
No, it
If I give up all of my contacts and you go running to them and asking about a cube and I'm the only one they told, who are they going to turn on then? These are not people you mess around with, guys. You know, they're criminals, they're murderers, and I don't want to be in the line of that. I've seen too much of that already for a lifetime. You know, like I just want out. That's why I'm trying to help. I'm trying to go straight. I'm trying to go legit. Yeah.
We can't allow a rogue AI to continue to exist.
There could be more coming from the source.
Sure, that's why I told you guys, like, you know, this is your thing, man. Like, you know, I passed the info on.
Did you pass on what the name of the associate was?
No, of course not, because they would have told you.
And the moderators didn't ask who the associate was.
How did you explain it to the moderators when they came to collect?
Or did your associate
how it was-
interact directly with the moderators?
I don't know, man. They never told me.
Okay, you're not really giving us a lot to go on here, are you?
Do you want to try and push her or persuade her or intimidate her?
I'll intimidate her.
That would be your...
How intimidating are you?
I'm very intimidating. What could I use for that?
So you could use persuade.
No, not
Do
persuade.
we outrank her? I mean, like,
Sorry?
how's the ranking within Bureau Noir? Like,
So I mean, she's just an informant. So,
Right, so
she's
she's
not
not even-
even Bureau Noir. She's just an informant. She gets paid probably, or other benefits. She gets contacts, things like that. So there are ways and means that you can use to persuade her. But if you just ask her to give it up, she'll just say no.
okay. We understand your position, but if you want to continue in this lucrative sideline of yours feeding information to Bureau Noir, we'll need more information.
She's not happy about it.
I can make a persuade check if you like.
If you could, please.
What number? Ooh, very persuasive.
It's going to be difficult though, because this is genuinely putting her personal safety at great risk.
We've got
I
heat,
will,
though.
yes, I will see if there is anything in the files that we downloaded earlier. So all of her childhood stuff,
Yeah.
maybe there's an angle that we could
Yeah.
use to try and...
Grew up poor and wants to keep...
Grew up poor, wants to keep money, or
Yeah.
maybe she had, I don't know, something
Yeah,
in
okay.
her childhood.
So the main thing that you find is it's actually a more recent thing. So with her fight that she had against the Combined Army is run by the EI, which is an Involved Intelligence. It's the main counterpoint to Elif. That was obviously, that left a lot of trauma for her, and it's one of the reasons that she decided to go straight and start cooperating with Bureau Noir. Because she realized the potential dangers of having an enemy out there that's like that, and you know that potential damage they can do. So you can exploit that angle with regards to it being the AI and having one that
This
could potentially
aspect.
develop into something like
Did
that.
she get given a new identity?
No,
If this aspect isn't ALEF,
she's
it could
still
be
covered.
AI.
So, can Gavin aid?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah.
Get another. How
You
many?
Well, no,
can-
I meant...
You get, if
Roll.
you're assisting
Yeah.
with the check, then you get 1d20, and you can spend momentum.
Well, I'll assist, and I'll give you a point of momentum as well. So that's an
Is
additional
this
two.
collective?
Yeah, is that group momentum or his
no,
momentum?
it's individual.
Oh,
Oh, that's different.
that's very kind of you.
Okay.
We're a team.
That's very generous of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm rolling 3.
What's the difficulty?
The
Wait.
difficulty is
Because it's
going
like
And
to
I'm
be
assisting you.
3.
Ooh.
Is that right? 4? I'm
Sorry?
assisting him and...
No,
No,
you
you roll
roll
your own.
yours. You roll
Oh, I see.
your own. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want that filthy nomad dice, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I just
I
roll
get
one.
3 successes.
You're very, very persuasive.
You can still roll. We
You
might
can
get more
see. Yeah, you
heat.
might get some.
I do not.
Oh.
You do not. No. No. And just off a complication as well. That would have been so fun. Right. Okay. So you can see her sort of cogs ticking as you sort of go down this avenue. She sort of just looks and stares, and then finally, with a sort of crack in her voice, she says, "Fine." and she gives you the name of a contact that she's got in Submondo. She will give in on that. She won't give up the name of the pilot who is taking the thing, but she says she's got something better. His name is Casper Holman, and he is actually the man that set up the shipment. He's the man who made the deal to, arrange to ship the cube in the first place. And she tells you where you can find him.
And so he'll definitely know where the source was.
He'll know where it came from because, he set up the deal, right? So he's the man to speak
Does
to.
she tell us where to find him?
She does, yeah. It's in a fairly seedy district in vaudeville.
Who was if he set up the deal? Who was the deal between?
So the deal will have been between whoever shipped it and whoever received it. But
Evie doesn't know.
Evie doesn't know any of that, but Holman will know definitely where it came from and where it went to because, he set up the deal. So he definitely spoke to people from certain sides. He is a known Submondo enforcer. He is not a man to be trifled with, and he is not easily intimidated.
I'll do my best.
Has anyone else spoken to you about the cube?
No, because she's been keeping it really on the down low. This is something that she heard from an associate, and she passed the information on. She's literally just,
And your crew were never aware?
Oh, but she never told her crew about it. No. She says.
Apropos of nothing, how big are my deployable repeaters?
Wow.
Good
Early on,
question.
Gavin.
Good question. I would say that they are relatively small. I'm going to say around so big.
The size of a...
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, about the size of that token.
Right. I would like to secrete one somewhere in her ship.
Oh my god.
Okay, sure.
Using my stealthy.
Describe
we said
to
there
me.
were
Describe
loads
to
of
me how
knocks.
you would. Yeah, describe to me what
How
you're
you
going to
do
do.
it.
How are you going to?
We also think
She's
very
gonna
paranoid and she's
know.
gonna switch
No, I'll
it.
leave it switched off.
What's the point then?
Because I can switch it on later.
Okay, right.
But we won't
When
be.
we're not there.
Yeah, this is what you're here for. Go for it.
Okay.
How
So
do you do it? Yeah.
I'll
Do you
pawn
want-
it, and just as I walk past an area of, the
okay.
plating on the wall that has got nooks and crannies, I'll just put my hand on the wall as I walk past and drop it.
Yeah. Okay. As I said, it's relatively easy. So do you want to do me a difficulty 1 stealth check, please?
Yes, right. So, stealth. I'm a scout, so I may re-roll any d20 in a stealth
It
test.
should be relatively simple for you. This.
And if I wanted to, I could add 2 d20s instead of 1 when spending momentum on stealth, but I don't think I'm going to need it.
I
He
think
says
you
in
need it.
famous last words. Okay. Excuse me.
Cool.
Yes, 2 successes.
Place of successes. Grab yourself a little momentum.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, you just you excuse yourself to go to the bathroom.
I won't even do that. As we're
okay,
at some
literally
point,
just-
as we're leaving,
Okay, yeah.
I'm not
So
going to
you-
draw any attention to it whatsoever. As we're walking out, I'll just run my hand down the wall and
Okay. Drop a
deposit
repeater
into a
in.
little nook or cranny in the wall.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you do that and you leave it powered down, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, powered down. Obviously, nothing's gonna think, and you are escorted off the ship by
Do
Evie.
we spot that?
Sorry?
Do we
Do
spot
we see
that?
that?
No, he was very stealthy.
He was in the
you can,
back.
if you want to do an observation roll, you can do a reaction to what he did.
Might as well. Oh wait, does that cost us anything? Spending a
Sorry?
reaction? Does
Yeah, if you want to react, it'll cost momentum or heat.
Oh.
If you want to see if you saw that.
I'm sure I'll bring it up when it's necessary.
I'm sure.
I was going to tell you when we got out of the ship. I'm just not going to say, "Hey guys, guess what I just did? Look down here. Look, I totally left that in there."
Yeah. So yeah, Evie does not notice.
Fine.
So you're escorted off the ship.
Mhm.
You have the address of
Casper.
Casper Holman in his seedy den of iniquity in
Will we
vaudeville.
stand out there?
Sorry?
Will we stand out if we go?
No, vaudeville's basically party central. It's like downtown Tijuana at spring break. It's everything is available there. and that's.
So we
a
can
lot of
just make
Submondo
our
guys
way
down
there. Then it will be.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not really standing out here because Bakunin is a melting pot of everything. Like there's everybody there and everything going on. So yeah, you're not really standing out at all, really.
Do I have? I know I'm not from Bakunin. Do I have any contacts on this mothership?
Yes, you do, because you, I believe, had a religious experience.
I really did. You're right.
When you were, very, very deep. So you do have contacts, yes. In
Contacts
the
that would be aware that I'm a Bureau Noir agent, or
no, probably not. Depends.
Okay.
Depends how well you know them.
I will let these guys know that I've deposited a repeater there. Once
really?
we're out
I
of.
have no idea.
There you go.
Once
I
we're
didn't
out
even
of.
know.
No.
He was so stealthy.
So stealthy.
Very sneaky. Yeah.
They're only little, you know.
What's the plan?
Let's go to Casper.
I kind of
What's
want
the
to
approach
do
to
some research on Submondo strengths and operations before we go and speak to him.
I can go be the man in the chair again.
If you can do that, and if I can go and speak to one of my contacts.
Okay, I mean,
And just
with
generally.
regards to, you have got plenty of
Sure.
general information about
Okay.
Submondo factions and stuff available to you as Bureau Noir anyway.
Okay.
So,
I mean
Submondo...
specifically Submondo in the area where Casper is.
Right, okay. That's probably a bit more niche. I mean, these guys all tend to operate the same, though. They have sort of, their hideout where they run sort of, various illicit substances from, Concilium banned weapons, things like that. Prostitution, all sorts, anything that they can get into that isn't normally allowed, they are into. They normally have, a hideout where they sort of run things from. From what you can tell from the information that Kepler gave you, Casper is a mid-level enforcer, and he's probably working for somebody else. Certainly in this instance, for something like what he was transporting, he is probably quite low level.
Okay. So we don't get any specific information about current things they're trying to sell, or they're just general, very broad organised crime.
Yeah, you've got the address of
Okay.
where his thing is. It's a club.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. He likes the good life. Sorry?
What's the club called?
Oh, you're putting Alan on the spot.
Yeah. Dark
Go on.
vibes.
Dark vibes.
Dark vibes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's sort of.
I like the way we're writing down dark
Yeah,
vibes.
Yeah.
Like it's an essential piece of information.
It is.
that
You
Alex
should,
has-
because it's not written down anywhere on here.
We'll remind you.
Remember it, yeah. All the entire the Arachne page for it is just covered in pink and blue neon. It's all pink and blue neon.
Nice.
They specialize in specifically deep grind wave music.
Deep grind wave.
It's all atonal
I think we
noises.
need to do a lot of research on this deep grind. I'll do a
Absolutely,
deep dive into the archives
It's
and
deep grind
make sure
wave,
we
yeah.
get
Deep
some
dive into the deep grind.
deep
Yeah.
dive into the deep grind wave.
So we can tell people that we were into it before it was cool.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Because I mean, the club's only been open for 30 days, and in another 30 days,
To be
it will have
fair,
completely changed
Yeah.
into something else.
I mean,
Yeah.
I am a neophile, so this is
This is
meat
bang
for
on.
me.
Yeah,
This is
it's
exactly what I
exactly what you
like.
want.
If it's new, I'm into it.
I'm assuming that they won't be very friendly towards us.
That's how we approach them.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing
Bureau Noir
Bureau
agents, certainly
Noir.
not, no. They will not be.
Oh, should we we could change our appearance a bit. Like put on some neon paint on our faces, shave the side of our head or something.
Could you also, while you're at it, you're doing plenty already. You've got a lot going on.
Yeah, I can muck with our haptics and stuff, can't I?
So,
I can mess around with our haptics and
Yeah,
give
you
us
can,
some
yeah.
funky
yeah, I mean, you can certainly hack
glowing
their
auras and
personal
that kind of
networks,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, they're obviously all into the nomads, so they're covered in sort of implants and ARware and all that sort of stuff. So you've got plenty of options there.
Switch their legs on.
Could you also just see if there's any chatter amongst the moderators about Cube, about AI? Don't probe too.
Well, that's fine. That's relatively simple.
Yeah.
I could just set up a little news filter, daemon program or Geist or whatever to do that. Just
see if there's
just
any-
to skim the news feed. That's grunt work, isn't it? That's not intrusion of any kind.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, you've kind of got all that. I mean,
we have
from the
access to that
moderators.
already, don't we?
So?
Oh, from the moderators.
Oh, you want to hack the moderators of Bakunin? Yeah, I mean, you can.
No.
Yeah.
Just see if there's any.
I could try.
See if any reports of
Upper
activity.
tier chat.
Yeah, I mean, you can search
Just like
for
listening to Police Band.
you can search for newscasts that have sort of references to that location, and
We could do it in a roundabout way. So we could look at things like, I don't know the legal system, but you could look at things like court filings to see if there has been. It might not necessarily appear on the Bakunin, the moderators, but it might be like if there was a court order to destroy a shipment of whatever. That we can tie down to the same time, but what does that really tell us?
Is there any? Because
It depends what it says. It might tell us nothing.
Yeah, true.
It might say there's been a terrible disaster. Then they've called in an AI specialist to this precinct department, whatever.
we
And
know
there's
that
trouble there that might be where the AI is being held.
Okay.
No idea. Might tell us nothing.
what's the plan, guys?
But we know that he's like on the lower end of the food chain. So could you find any I don't know.
Well, I presume we've
What
got
the
an
ladder looks
organisational chart for the.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. You have to remember, you are sort of like an elite squad chosen by O12 to operate in Bureau Noir, and he is a mid-level street thug.
Yeah.
So you don't have too much to worry
Despite
about.
all appearances to the contrary, we are an elite group.
Despite all appeares to the
We
contrary.
are
Yeah.
professionals.
We are professional.
We are professional.
Absolutely professional.
Why we're here from Stamping Beach?
Yeah.
Hello. We're here to hoover the spaceship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just go to the club then.
Let's go to the club.
Maybe
Time
just
for
go
some dark
clubbing,
vibes.
man.
Let's just go clubbing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm here
Okay.
for dark vibes.
I'll mess with our AR stuff.
Okay.
Download or review the latest deep grind wave fashions and adjust our AR appropriately.
Okay, cool. So so when you're saying you're adjusting the AR
Of us, so we don't look so square.
right, okay, if you're doing that, then when you do that, you hack the personal area network of a specific person, and then you replace yourself in their view because you're hacking their
Do we not
technology.
have a public profile, so when people look at us, they might see tags and what have
Oh
you?
yeah, I mean you can. I mean there's social networks.
Right. So
then
I'm
you
going
can
to
adjust-
create false personas for us all
Sure.
that would make us look like deep grind wave, deep grind
Deep
wave,
grind wave,
You got
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
deep grind wave aficionados.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Because
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what they're called in the deep grind wave culture.
Gourmets.
Yeah. Gourmets. That's exactly what they're called. Actually. Yeah.
Deep grind wave gourmets.
Yeah, gourmets. Yeah. If you could do for me Sorry, just have a look at that. I'm just trying to see what the best thing to test that on would be.
Lifestyle.
I think it would probably be, maybe lifestyle. Yeah,
Ooh.
let's go with a lifestyle check on that.
Can I aid at all? Being that I'm a nomad
I think
and
probably
I might have.
I think it
I
would
think
probably be
it would be you
for
telling me
do
what
that.
to do,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I will aid you.
Yeah. Okay.
I read the enemy.
So I mean, you're doing this
Space enemy.
You're doing this very, very quickly on what is a fairly new and obscure trend, and trying to make it look right is going to be relatively difficult.
Hey, it's obscure to you.
Excuse me, it's obscure to
We're
you.
gourmets.
We're setting the trend.
Right.
If we don't look right, it's because everybody else is wrong.
Yeah.
Right, okay, but it's
I mean,
It'll be fine.
you know,
What
we're
the-
the agents. What could go wrong?
It's still difficult, so I am going to make that a daunting check.
Which is what?
So
How many?
difficulty 3.
Oh.
To get it right, because these guys, you know, they're gourmets. You know,
Oh my god.
they know their stuff, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you spending some, buying some?
Yeah, I spent some. And
Okay.
I'm assisting.
Okay, cool. Yeah, fine.
So that. Oh no.
Oh,
That's
nice.
2 successes and a complication. 3 successes and 1 complication. What
I
are you
believe that is not a complication.
No,
That's a 1.
That's a 1. So, do you have a
you're right.
focus in?
I do not.
You do not have a focus,
no.
right? Okay, so it's still just
That's-
1 success.
Yeah, so it's 3 successes.
So 3 successes, which is just enough. So yeah, you managed
just
to.
gourmet enough.
Yeah. You also dress appropriately in pink and blue neon stripes.
Can I have some combat armor?
Sorry?
Can I have some combat armor?
Yeah, but it's now painted blue and pink.
Oh, that's
neon.
fine.
Yeah. So yeah, it's panel matched. So
I cleaned it earlier. All for nothing.
you've done it in very, very thin stripes, so it strobes on people's AR.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Did that on purpose.
So
Good.
yeah, okay, you are all ready to experience dark vibes.
We look ridiculous.
I know, but they won't think so.
Okay, this is your arena, so I'll follow your lead.
Well, yeah, I read all the reviews, so
I mean, I'm a hacker, so nightclubs are not my natural environment.
is it a nightclub or a club? Is it open all the time?
Yes, it's open
Okay.
all the time. There is no such real thing as day or night on Bakunin. It's just all the time. Everything all the time.
All dark.
Yeah.
What? All deep grind wave all the time.
Yes. Particularly,
Okay. So we get to this club.
Can we
Yeah.
see
What's it
Casper?
look like from the outside?
So from the outside, it's a doorway in the side of a corridor. It's just a doorway built into a bulkhead. You can hear
Security.
the deep grind wave coming from outside.
What does it sound like, Gavin?
Sorry?
What does it sound like?
Oh, it's kind of a. It's
I'm into
really
it.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm here
it
for
takes.
I mean,
It
the
takes
old,
some time.
early stuff was better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Oh, someone's
yeah.
going to turn that into a clip, you know?
Yeah, no, I know it's going to happen, isn't it? I look forward to seeing
Steve's on
that
it right
YouTube.
now.
So you can hear this awful noise coming from outside. To our modern ears, but to your ears, perhaps you're enjoying it. And there is a doorman on the door, but he's just there smoking an e-cig and just checking stamps, basically. From the looks of
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Well, let's stride. Let's swagger confidently, because
Yeah.
swagger confidently up to the doorman
my swagger.
and just like we're meant to be here, just make to walk in.
Yeah, he just says, pay on the right.
You have to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just nonchalantly, yeah.
Don't they know who we are? No, they don't. That's the whole
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
no.
Okay.
So you go in, you pay the fee, which is fairly affordable, and you go in to see a fairly busy dance floor. It seems to be doing fairly good business. It's rammed full of people, and there are a series of private booths at the back. One of them is occupied by a man who you know from the description that Kepler gave you as Casper. He has 2 guys sat at the table with him. You can tell even from this distance that they have weapons on them.
Like rifle weapons or personal weapons?
Pistols.
Or, okay.
Yeah, they're armed with pistols. There is a dance floor. As you come in, there is the payment booth on the right hand side. There is a bar all the way down this wall here. There is a big dance floor in the middle, which is around probably about 50, 60 people. And then you've got 4 booths at the back. At one of them, Casper is sat. There are 2 doors leading off. One is on this side and is marked private, and there is one on this side which is marked as the lavatories.
Okay. I think we're going to have to split up.
Yes.
Never split up. I know, right? Could you... I'm planning to do a sweep through the crowd to just observe and see what I can see. Could you check if there's a live security feed, if there's a submondo establishment that presumably other people
Yeah.
watching.
I will head to the toilet
Okay.
and go into one of the booths. I'm going to do two things when I get there. One of which is what you talked about, and do a cursory inspection of the security system without trying to trip any attention. And the other one is I'm going to look and see if there is any kind of roof access or anything like that that's sort of creeping around it.
Okay. So yeah, you go into the bathroom. Do you want to do an observation check for me in there?
Observation.
There isn't really such a thing as a rooftop here, because obviously
access panels or ventilation ducts.
Ventilation
ducts. There has to be ventilation. Just big enough for a man to fit in.
For a man to fit through. Okay, let's see what you find.
Observation. Okay, 2 dice. That is 2 successes.
Okay.
In fact, that is below my. No, it's not. It's 2 successes.
2 successes.
2
Okay.
and 10.
So you go in. There is an access panel to go behind the urinal trough.
Why you asked?
There is ventilation, but the ventilation ducts are quite small. They are about this big. They are little pipes.
I'm small, but I'm not that small.
Yeah. There is an access panel leading to the back of there. You could get into it relatively easily, but the club is busy and people are coming in and out of the toilets regularly.
Yeah, that's fine. We should have got some blueprints beforehand to see if it was actually worth me crawling around in there.
Why can you bring some? I'm not in the toilet with you, but
Well, yeah. I mean, we can talk. We've got you've got your, iPhone or whatever it is that you use.
I just dial you up.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it.
Can you bring some blueprints now?
Can I see if I can access them?
So just for the guys on the stream, these are in fact heat tokens. So it's used in the same way as momentum is used in other 2D20 systems. So when the players score a success above what's required from their dice roll, they will get 1 momentum for each success above and beyond the difficulty rating of the challenge. And then they can use those to buy extra dice for future more difficult challenges or to increase damage received, etc. For me, if they don't have any momentum and they want to buy extra dice, they can pay me in heat, which allows me to essentially do the same, make things more difficult for them further down the line. Also, I can take these for other reasons. For example, if some of the rolls I'm making allow me to take them, or if I feel that they're dithering too much, time is ticking along here, and the heat builds up. Things move without you if you take too long. So and then I can use those. So in this instance, I spent some heat to boost a roll that I made, and I was taking it previously for dithering. So that's the reason for that. I hope that explains everything.
Wait, but you're not going to tell us the reasons you take them?
Oh no, absolutely not. No.
It's alright, it's an economy.
Yeah, it's an economy, guys. And you're doing really well in your checks as well. I think I maybe made your characters a bit too strong, so I'm gonna.
Well, I'm only doing 1 or 2 things.
I haven't done anything yet.
So.
No, I know. Yeah.
Because
And on that note, what
no
are you
one to
guys
hit.
doing while I'm inspecting the
I
rifles?
can't, no, but I can't just go around fighting people.
No.
I could cause a distraction though.
Not yet.
Oh.
Nice idea.
Good enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Like the energy you're bringing to the group.
Could you, the door that's marked private, presumably that leads to the Submondo management.
I'm not very inconspicuous,
No.
remember.
Could you take a position near it, not next to it? Don't stop people going to and fro.
Okay.
But just keep an eye on who's coming and going, and if you see any more security coming, then cause a distraction.
More security.
Yeah.
Going to
Because
Casper.
Casper's got 2 guys with him. If something we do sets off security and more people
But
start
I can
coming
just tell
out.
you on my thing.
As you're talking to each other, you see that Casper is looking over towards you 2 guys, and one of his guys comes over and asks you to come up and have a word.
Oh, good.
Me?
Both of you. Another man is walking off towards the toilet.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So we're making plans and
So do we? We were taking too long, I bet you.
What do you do?
We
Do you
follow
acquiesce?
them.
Yeah. Okay.
come on, this is what we wanted.
Is there table service?
Sorry?
Is there table service?
If you're the owner of the club, sure, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you
Lead on.
you are taken up to the table. A few minutes later, Harlan is brought out of the bathroom by another one of his thugs. What goes on in there? I mean, we don't need to know. And you're all brought up to Casper's table, and he greets you and says, "What can I do for 3 heavily armed agents in my club?"
Well, I wouldn't say I was heavily armed.
I would not be heavily armed either.
I mean, Kat's wearing combat armor and carrying a
It's part of my look.
combi rifle.
It's part of my look.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
1 heavily armed
trend-setting.
agent and two.
I mean, I will
also
say
don't-
this:
I don't
you
know
do
these.
look great, guys. You know, I mean, I'm loving the stripes. You know, my AR strobing like crazy, man. What are you doing here?
Well,
I've got a day off.
Presumably, you're not going to believe we're deep grindwave fans.
Not really. I mean, it's impressive, you know, what you put together, but I mean, no one comes wearing combat armor and carrying rifles, man.
Yet, we thought we were setting a new trend.
I like Grindway.
Look, you got to give me a really good reason
Okay.
not to take you out back and
Quick,
dispose
he's
of you
gonna
here,
take
guys.
some heat, so we need to...
Clearly, we're here on some official business
Sure.
that we'd rather keep on the down low.
Okay. Educate me. Elucidate to me. Elucidate to me. Yeah.
Allude to the education.
Yeah.
We can't,
We-
Just tell
we
it.
can't give up Evie, though.
We have some information that the moderators on Bakunin have come into possession of an item of some interest.
Which item?
An item that they destroyed because it was, shall we say, toxic.
A cube-like item?
There's a lot of items like that out there. I mean, if they destroyed such an object, and I'm not saying that such an object exists,
Of course.
but what does that have to do with me?
That's a very good question.
But we would like you to answer.
What does it have to do with you?
You know, I deal in lots of items. I mean,
And that's why we'd come to you.
okay, so what, you want an item shipped?
We need the source of
Well,
Or we need to know who shipped it.
who shipped it and
That's-
where was the intended shipment.
client confidentiality, obviously I can't discuss such things. Now, if you're looking to do business, fine. If you're agent as I think you are, and you want to take me down, then fine, let's
We're
have
not
it
here
out.
to take you down.
If not, then get the fuck out of my club. Sorry.
Well, we're not here to take you down. Is there some arrangement
I'm sure we
can
could
come
do
to?
you a favour.
Well, I mean,
We're
you
we're
know,
only after information. It costs you nothing.
And it won't
how,
be back
how
to
do you want to try and persuade him here?
Is he obviously
Because-
a nomad, or is he?
Yeah, he's a
Okay.
nomad. So I mean, you've come in to his club. He's pegged you for agents, and he's obviously not going to want to give up the information. He's of a good mind to take you out back and give you a scene too.
Well, that's just rude.
Terrible hosting.
I mean, how do you want to persuade him? Because I'm happy for you to do a roll on it. It's just, you know, what's
we
the
have to
angle?
role play.
Let's just beat him up and loot his corpse.
No, not yet.
We'll get to that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's the weakest member of the
Wait,
party.
Can we
Why don't
say?
you two fight him?
Can we say that? So he deals with loads of different objects. Could
Yeah.
we say, you know, one appendage of his business, we will turn a blind eye to if he gives us this information.
Pro quo.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult because at the moment he doesn't see you as the threat he probably should. He's arrogant and overconfident, and to be honest, he's looking to get something out of it. He wants, yeah.
We know a lot about him, though.
So
don't
let's
we?
take him down a peg or two then. Let's give him a demonstration.
Of
I mean, we're not sitting here discussing
No,
this at the
obviously.
table. This is all going
sure,
on for
yeah.
mind comms or whatever.
Yeah,
Except mine's a cube.
except you're just
Like,
whispering
I
to a
can talk to you.
cube.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh. Damn it.
Is there anything in his file that we can use against him?
Did we check his file?
I mean, it's kind
you
of a
check
bit
his
late.
phone?
You're at the table with the guy now, so
Yeah.
Talking
yeah.
to him.
Look, Casper.
Oh, we're taking too long! No!
Nomad to nomad.
Yeah.
I'm going to ready all of my attack sweeps.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna ready my fist.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm doing anything yet. I'm just going to have them ready.
Go on,
Okay,
Shaun.
sure.
Obviously, I understand the position you're in, what's happening here on Bakunin in Dark Vibes. I understand all of that and how it relates to Pan-Oceania and Yijing and everything else. But isn't there something you want that we can help you get within your
Look.
organization? Something you can't get?
You want to pay me, you can pay me, but honestly, it's it's more than it's worth. The guys who I deal with are scarier than you. Would you like to do an intimidation check, Kat?
Do I have an intimidation thing?
Yeah, I mean, anyone can do intimidation. It's
I know, but what's it you? What?
it would use persuade
I'm not
normally.
good at persuading.
Yeah.
How am I so scary and not good at intimidating?
I mean, you could just grab him by the throat and slam his face into the table.
I mean, sure, I can
Face
consult
slam?
you. Go for it.
So?
Face
Why not?
slam?
What's the worst that could happen?
Okay.
Okay.
Grab him by the throat.
Right, cool. So,
I'm going to try and immobilise the two goons as well.
okay, sure. We'll do this one first, and then we'll do that one because there are
Yep.
reactions and stuff to be done.
Yep.
So, you will go to grab his face, and do the table slam. It's going to be a close combat attack.
Yeah.
So,
How many?
Sorry. So 2 dice is standard.
No. What's the words?
Difficulty?
Difficulty. That's a
Difficulty.
good word.
Oh, right, okay. So the difficulty is going to be difficulty 0 because he's going to react to this.
Oh,
and
no.
so it's going to be a face-to-face roll. So,
But you're like queen of melee combat.
I know,
you've got
but
this.
still. He might have a load of dice because he was taking a lot of heat.
we'll see. So,
I'm going to
Can anyone assist?
Sorry?
I'm going to spend a point. I've spent a point of
yeah, sure.
not heat, is it?
Heat.
Momentum.
Momentum.
Yeah.
To give Cat an assist on that. Do I need to describe how?
Yeah, so I mean, if you're assisting, you get 1d20.
Okay.
For
Can I
yourself.
spend my momentum to give her?
Yeah,
additional-
you can do that, yeah, as
I'll
well.
do
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So,
I'm not going to assist because I'm going to be doing my own thing anyway.
okay, so yeah, like in this round then, that would be, your action would be to assist Kat. So if you can describe to me how you're assisting with the face slam into the table, then that's okay. I mean, if you want to try and sort of like, hack his AR or something.
Yeah,
so,
that's exactly what I want to do. So he doesn't see her coming.
But
Basically.
if you do that, then obviously you won't be able to do the other thing because that will be your action for the round.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. I'll try and hack his AR so he doesn't see
sure.
the cat
Yeah,
coming.
so you'll get the extra dice, and you can test that on your hacking rather.
I was going to say,
than
does this still count as a hacking test?
for you, yeah, but it'll just be 1d20 rather than the normal 2, and then
Okay, yeah.
we'll get the 3 dice. Okay, yeah.
Shall we?
Let's. Okay.
3 successes.
Okay, yeah. So that's
successes.
4 successes. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, he only got 1. So yeah.
That means we get.
You sorry? Yeah. No. Sure. Yeah. So you take.
Oh wait, these are mine.
They're yours because it was your test. So his AI's facial field of vision just goes blurry for a second, and then 2 seconds later his head is slammed into the metal table with a thunk hard enough to leave a dent. As you do that, his thugs who are standing around all draw their pistols. Shaun, what are you doing?
Standing there looking severe.
Can't take us anywhere, can you?
No. Now that May's got him on the table.
Yep.
That's just a taste of what we've got coming.
Bring the pain!
With my hands behind my back, all casual, nonchalant, hyper cool, I'll lean slightly into him and say, "We tried this nicely."
Okay.
They're holding pistols.
No, I know, okay, I'm speaking to him.
That's fine.
We tried to be nice about this. We can do it the hard way. Give us information, or we are going to tear this place up.
Can you do for me? We're going to do this as a Psy-War attack.
We're so
Because that's
badass.
essentially what it is. So if you could roll me Persuade as an attack, I'm going to spend a heat to try and do a defense reaction against that.
Okay. Can I borrow somebody's momentum? Because I get
Absolutely.
You can buy it as heat.
But I get 2 d20s for each momentum spent.
I can give you 2.
Sure, yeah.
Whoa. No, but that's
How are you helping with this? Because you've already done your thing, so you can't
I'm
assist
not
with
helping,
this.
I'm giving...
The momentum is not a collective pool. You can spend it if you're assisting in an attack. but
I mean,
Can
is holding him down on the table assisting?
Just take some heat.
Oh, right, you can have a heat.
it's only one.
So that means I'll have 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Have you only got 1 heat?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're not spending it. You're too good. Making them
that's
harder
4
next time.
successes.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Nice.
so if you could roll the damage on that, so it'll be 1 plus 2n, and you've got a bonus. What's your damage bonus on Psi?
Plus 3.
Plus 3. So take 5 of the infinity dice and roll the damage on that for me, please.
Ooh, it's gonna be...
Oh, that's not bad.
So 1,
3,
2,
4.
3, 4 damage. So yeah, I mean that gets through to him, like in a big way.
You mentally wounded him.
He's a hard man, but you know, you sort of like in a second you both simultaneously hacked him, slammed his face into a table, and then also undermined all of the confidence that he had. He's you know, that's it. It's over. He's like done, and he gives it up as much as he can.
Well, I mean, we could have done this from the start. I don't know.
Good team effort, guys.
He tells you where it came from. Sorry, let me just get this up. I can tell you. So he gives you the technical schematics from when the cube was scanned. So it leads you to on the schematics, which you are already having a look through.
Of the cube.
Yeah, of some of the cube parts. Yeah, from when it was scanned, and on that you find not much, because obviously it's all been done very covertly. But one of the parts leads back on a manifest to a company based on Bakunin called Paragon Signa, and it's a company that specializes in deep security, basically on mainframes and things like that. But they also do some tech manufacture.
So we don't actually have a name,
The name of the company is Paragon Signa.
but not a person.
So
Sorry,
they
not a
made
person.
some of the parts
Sorry?
They made some of the parts in the cube?
Yes, they did, yeah.
But so,
They didn't
but
construct
how?
the cube, some of the parts in the cube.
They may have constructed the
Okay,
cube.
alright.
They were definitely part of the supply chain.
But he's not telling us who he interacted with.
Sorry?
He's not telling us who he interacted.
He tells you who he interacted with he was a faceless man. Just like when you hired the hacker off the net, the Bavarian, you know, these guys operate, you know, shadows within shadows. He does tell you that the person he gave the job to was Kepler.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Kepler is the one that transported it.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of suspected that already, right?
Isn't it a good job we got a repeater on our ship?
Maybe.
Where did he transport it?
He also gives you an address for Paragon Signet.
Where did he transport? Where was it transported from to?
This is what he's saying. The pickup was a Paragon Signet property in Praxis. Praxis is an area of Bakunin known for its black labs. Praxis black labs are infamous across all of the human sphere for being the home of various distasteful experiments that are carried out on Bakunin because of the lack of regulation.
Awesome.
As to where it was going to, it was going to a spot of deep space in the middle of nowhere near the human edge.
Probably a pickup point of some
Or
kind.
disposal.
So,
He doesn't know, and you believe him.
Yeah.
can we clarify all that in one block then? So,
Sure.
he organised the shipment. No, I know. He organised the shipment from Faceless Person,
Yeah, but
from Paragon Signet.
from Paragon Signet.
That was where he had to
Two.
pick it up.
Yeah, Paragon.
Sorry, was it
Paragon's.
from Paragon Signal or was it just from a place in Praxis?
It was from a place in Praxis.
Okay, right.
Obviously, you know, because you can look at the thing. It's linked to Paragon Signet.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And also the tech is marked as Paragon Signet, or it's on a manifest that's linked to Paragon Signet.
And Casper hired Evie Kepler to transport it.
Yes,
Where?
to the middle of nowhere,
Like
near
a
the
random
edge.
space coordinate.
It's
And then
deep
while
space.
she was en route, she figured something was up with this cube and she alerted the moderators.
He presumes he didn't know about that.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Yeah. As far as he's aware, the operation, she should still be flying out to that
So
spot.
maybe she hasn't alerted the moderators.
Maybe she still got it.
Maybe she's still got it.
Why would she get us out here then?
That's a very good question.
No, but
Not
didn't
one I
the
immediately
moderators
have an
tell
answer
us to come out?
Sorry?
Didn't the moderators tell us?
No, Bureau Noir told you to come out. And Bureau Noir got the information directly from Kepler.
Yeah, but... Ooh.
Well,
So they say.
she was quite cagey about what she was happy to tell us because she was worried about her own position. So I'm not too.
For you, if you could read out the code for
Steve, L83.
I'm not too bothered that she didn't tell us that she was so heavily involved yet.
I think I'd still like to have a sniff around though.
Sure. I think now's a good time to activate that.
Yeah.
Not while we're in the club. With this guy's head pressed to the table.
Sorry.
You now know.
We're talking about you, not
Yeah,
to
sorry.
You now basically have the name of a corporation that seems to be involved, and they have headquarters on Bakunin. They also have a property where the shipment was picked up, which is in Praxis, which you assume is a Praxis Black Lab.
Yeah.
And you also have Kepler and her involvement, which you still are not entirely sure what is going on. Gonna call it there for today because we are out of time, unfortunately. I know it's just getting hot. But as you leave with your information, you are now ready to take the next step. So everybody, thank you very much for watching. I hope it was entertaining for you. We will be doing a second session, same time next week. Also, everything will be on YouTube in a few days. I'm going to ask these guys not to watch it so that obviously they don't know what each other's objectives are. So please don't spoil it for them. Also, I would like to thank Geek and Son for this awesome table that you can see us playing on.
The Dennis table.
We have done it with the neon pink for you today to match the dark vibes. Yeah, so neon pink and blue.
Deep grind wave all the way.
Yeah. So again, thanks very much for joining, and hope to see you next week.
See you guys next week.
Thanks. Bye.